Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J-Dog.
Mike, it's good to see you. We're not just a football season pod. Turns out we go every week pretty much.
We're here. You took time off last week, J-Dog. Everybody was missing you. It was supposed to be a big weekend for us. But it's good. We took a break. We're back.
Well, every other sports show took a break last week, so I felt more famous doing it. Pat McAfee was off. Dan Patrick was off. It's like all the independents took the week after the Super Bowl off, so we're just falling in line with them.
I will say Pat McAfee definitely needed a break because that man is everywhere. He's literally everywhere, so he needed a break for sure. You
were traveling. You were in Florida. Tell us about your journey.
I was in Florida, hanging out. Great weather. Ran a 5K out there. Gasparilla 5K.
You're taking your 5Ks on the road. You go multi-states with it.
It was just like a random thing. My dad walked it. Took him a very, very long time, but it was good. It was nice to be out there. And last time before I have a kid, so that's the last solo trip.
Whoa, how's that going? Why don't you tell the people where your head's at with that one?
Well, now we'll see. We'll see. Maybe the kid will join the podcast. Who knows?
Oh, replacing me already.
Yeah. He'll just sit back there while we record or something.
That'll be good for visuals. Mike, we have to tell the people about an event we went to since last time we recorded. There's not a lot of breaking sports news to talk about, so I think we have some wiggle room here.
Yeah.
Post-football season. We went to a golf tournament. Your first time. Genesis Invitational, Riviera, Palisades. What'd you think?
It's weird. It's you go to these things. I've never been. Basically, people just like to get drunk, and I would say most people were not even watching the golf. They would like walk around, stop, get food, way overpriced food.
Oh my God.
$35 for a pork slider.
Can I tell you something? That barbecue food truck, this is super inside for us. We had barbecue on the golf course. There was a barbecue food truck. That food truck was outside my apartment last Thursday.
Oh.
The sandwiches were $18 here, but they were over $30. We were price gouged. I don't know who to tell, but we were.
It was way too much. It was fun. I mean, it's like the shuttle part of it was a little annoying, shuttling back and forth. It was good.
Efficient.
It was pretty efficient. Golf events are interesting. If we were paying to go there, definitely wouldn't have gone. We got a little back tour. We got onto the production trucks.
We went into the production truck. CBS was live on the air. I mean, you had a lot of power there. You could have gone rogue. You could have done some stuff in that truck. And I don't know that I'd be recording with you anymore, but you could have made your mark on CBS for millions of people there.
Yeah, it was fun. I would say maybe I'd go back to another one, see how it's done. But yeah, expensive. Swagged out. I got so much swag. I'm swagged out on Genesis.
Got some great swag. Golf is known for great swag. Not always a great time. We didn't see many golf shots. Like, you bought more nice things in the golf shop than we saw nice golf shots.
Oh, yeah. Terrible golf shots. Everybody's playing poorly. Yeah. We were like sitting there eating and balls were just flying towards us and playing in the dirt.
You almost got hit a few times. Harris English came over, played a great shot from the dirt path. He hit it on the green, made par. You made some money. You bet against the golfer who was leading at the time. So you won on that. When I tell people to go to a golf tournament, professional golf tournaments, you're not going to see many golf shots. You're not going to see many balls in the air. You're just outside. You're walking around. You're buying $18 drinks, and you're having a day. And we had a day, and it was great.
We had a day, yeah. We walked around, had some margs. It was good. Yeah, I'll definitely go back to another one and see how it's done. But it didn't feel like the Palisades because you didn't get to experience Palisades Village. You were in like the hidden part of Palisades. And also, I'd be really pissed if I lived in that neighborhood and there's fucking busloads of people getting out, walking around.
Your $15 million house, you don't want to see the riffraff of LA coming through. What I will say also is you still went, even though Tiger Woods, who was scheduled to appear in this event, he withdrew the day before, like a few hours before we went, because of In-N-Out, it turns out. He had In-N-Out earlier in the week, and then 2 days later, he's got the In-N-Out flu, which apparently is a thing. And golfers were dropping after the burgers were available on site.
I was pissed. I almost didn't go because our buddy was texting us. I'm like, should I go still? Like, Tiger's not even there. He's
stuck with it.
I stuck with it. I was there. I don't feel like a lot happened in the last 2 weeks, but like a lot of like stories came out and interesting things. The biggest one I wanted to talk about, which this is all you, Jeremy. I know nothing about baseball, but the new uniforms are now out and people are hating them. You are seeing through the jerseys and seeing bulges, maybe some outlines of penises. It's pretty bad for the jerseys, and they look bad. And they also, did like a weird stitching here where they overlap a letter on the Dodgers at least. What are your thoughts? Because I feel like this is pretty bad. I have no idea what they looked like before. So,
Mike, our show is not sponsored by Fanatics, thankfully, because we're about to roast Fanatics, who is now doing MLB jerseys and uniforms for the first time this year. It just so happens that all these things are happening when Fanatics takes over, which is really very similar to anything I've ever ordered off of Fanatics.
Yeah.
Normally there's issues with the quality or the timing or all of the above, and so it's no surprise in that regard. But what is baseball doing? They made it to the top of our rundown by having see-through clothes. This is so genius to be able to see the nudity, to be able to get more women involved. What has Taylor Swift done for the NFL, Mike? Think about it. Now baseball is like, how do we get the women to watch? It's the nudity under the uniforms is the new way to go.
Listen, we all know Fanatics is a cheaper quality clothing than most of us would like to know. And you might like
Temu better than Fanatics, right?
Yeah, Temu might. Yeah, honestly, that Temu jersey we had for Super Bowl, really much better quality than what these guys are getting for their jerseys. Yeah. I feel bad, and guess what? I bet Nike's going to charge even more because this is like a Nike Fanatic thing, and I don't know how that works.
Well, the jerseys have always been Nikes, but now like Fanatics has distributed them, and that's why they're having all the issues. And MLB is kind of pushing back on your theory here. They're saying the pants are always like this. Go back to last year's media day. You can see some jewels underneath the uniforms. They're saying that the upper jerseys, not the pants, but the jerseys are actually might have an issue. And we saw some of that with the stitching on the letters. That's what bothers me the most. Like some of the names look ridiculous the way they go, like really, really low and then all the way to the top, then all the way back down. It's like, why'd you just curl 6 letters? Just put the 6 letters how a jersey should
like
read.
Everything's a little smaller on the back. The numbers, they moved down the MLB logo. I didn't like it. I don't know what they're doing. I feel like the one place you don't want to mess with, I think only baseball fans and baseball like uniforms are something that I feel like baseball players love. Like they have different ways of like wearing their socks and tucking it in and doing all this. I don't think you'd notice as much on like a hockey jersey because guess what? It's not going to be see-through. You got all this padding, you got all this stuff going on. Football jerseys, they're not close enough, but this is right on your skin. So they messed up. I want to see when it comes out. Maybe we'll go to a Dodger game with the new monorail that they're building hopefully soon.
The gondola will be ready in like 5 years. We're going to go before that. May 3rd through 5th, the Atlanta Braves come to play the Dodgers for the first time with Shohei. So circle that weekend.
All right, well, we'll try to get there. I don't know. It's hard for me to get there even though I live so close.
More importantly, Mike, baseball is back. The spring training is here. We made it through the offseason. Shohei with the Dodgers. MLB has all these free agents still available, which is crazy because opening day is in less than a month. I'm just so happy baseball's back. I just bought my MLB TV for $200 a year. It's great. I might be joining a fantasy baseball league where the buy-in is over $300. We're not familiar with that.
Have you ever won a fantasy baseball league?
I'm glad you bring that up. I have. I am good at fantasy baseball because most people get bored throughout the season. Because it's a long season, but not me. I'm still there.
You're plugged in.
August, September, when football starts, I'm still in my baseball lineup finishing.
Got your phone like this, watching the game while we're doing something else. Yeah, maybe I'll invest. Can I buy in half and get the half of the winnings?
Yeah, but you can't set my baseball lineup. I can't trust you.
I don't want to know anything about it. I just want to know if you win or lose. That's all.
I like the investment. I'll take it.
Then I'll watch. I'll be like, all right, these are my players. I'll watch them when they're on TV.
Yeah. Have you been watching any other sports without football? Baseball starting, you're not watching it. I actually caught the end of a NASCAR race randomly last night. I don't know if you saw this.
No.
Well, I went to a NASCAR race a few weeks ago.
We didn't even talk about it. It was so bad.
Well, what was actually cool is all 3 cars finished in a row in the race history. I don't know if you saw this. The photo finished 3 in a row, and they had to go to video evidence. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up is because that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm not watching
showing you
anything
there's nothing on TV anymore.
A little hockey. I'm loving those clips of that new player on the Rangers right now. He's just beating everybody up. We've had a lot in our thread. He's like 6'7", and he's just some rookie guy that's out there beating everybody up. Great clips. Go look it up. It's in our little sports thread.
He's like a mutual friend who lacks a lot of key hockey skills, but's great at fighting.
Yeah, this kid's young too. He's like 6'7", huge, just beating people up. I love it. So that's fun. I'm going to try to watch some more Ranger games just to watch that.
There you go, some Rangers. I don't have any hockey updates here. I've been watching a little NBA. I got some NBA news if you want to go there.
We can do NBA. Would you want to stay? Yeah, let's do NBA. Then we'll jump back to a little football. Where's my NBA thing? There we go.
NBA news.
We got to stay topical for the people. It is NBA season. Very small chunk of time, but it is happening. So I want to talk about the Lakers for a second. I'm trying to go out to a Lakers game. You might know, some of our listeners might know, I'm planning an event night with some of our friends to go to a Lakers game. Trying to make sure it's on a Friday or Saturday night.
Can I say something?
Because if you want to do it, we'll do it. Yeah,
I just want to say to people that Jeremy is doing this as a gift to a wedding couple off Registry. And I just want to know, like, if people want to comment, I would say stick to Registries. We have a baby registry, and we've received some text messages asking, like, hey, is there anything that's not on your registry that you want? The answer is no. We curated and we looked at it. The answer is always no. J-Dog, I love it. I love that they're into it. But most people just stick to it. So I just want to see what the comments are in the thread. That's all.
I'm glad you brought this up. First of all, I'm not getting the baby something off the registry. Like, I am not doing that. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be something else. You might not like it, but don't judge it till it comes. Like, be open-minded to the idea that you may not have thought of everything on the registry. And that's what this experience
We did.
That's what this experience is for our couple friend who got married recently, mutual friend, and his now wife. I thought, hey, you have all these great things on your registry. Those are great. But wouldn't you love a night out in LA? Who wouldn't love a night out in LA with J-Dog? Like, a great person to go out with, too. Most people would agree with that. So, yes, please comment below. Please let us know your thoughts. Is this appropriate? Mike is laughing. I am so serious. Is this an appropriate gift? And maybe you can steer me in the baby registry. If I'm wrong about this, let me know. And if everyone comments unanimously, Mike, that I need to stick to the baby registry, I will. But if I get any support telling me that I'm allowed to go off registry, get a creative gift, very personalized, very heartfelt, if I'm allowed to do that, please let me know in the comments.
How about this? I would say you buy one thing off the registry and then go get another gift that's like supplemental, almost like a bonus.
Are you asking for a second gift?
No. I'm just saying you should stick to the registry. I will tell you this. Aaron has spent multiple hours researching, and we're learning and the knowledge, and there's a lot of stuff for babies, and something random for a baby would be like, oh, we don't really need this. So I'm just saying, stick to the registry. We'll see what people think, because it might be two things.
Let the people decide. I'm willing to go either way. If I'm wrong about this, let me know. I don't think I'm wrong. So
it's like those gifts you get from your grandma that like knitted you like a sweater or socks. You're like, I didn't need this, but I appreciate the thought.
Like, you're comparing a random-ass terrible gift to a Lakers night for free, which I'm giving this couple to go see LeBron, which was my original point, is just trying to find a weekend night to see LeBron, and I can't find it right now, and I'm worried that they're not going to make the playoffs. So right now the Lakers are 31-28. They're right on that number 8 seed. Of course, there's now the play-in between seeds 7 and 10, and it's crazy that they're only 31-28 and they're in that position because LeBron is playing great this year, Mike. He's averaging 25 points per game, 16th in the NBA. He's doing that at his age 39 season.
Great.
Still so impressive. I feel like the team is not stepping up, and I'm worried that they're going to miss the playoffs or be eliminated early because they're not a high seed, and LeBron is going to leave because this Lakers team is not helping him out, even though he's still performing at a top level.
Well, I don't think LeBron's going to leave. I think that he's got a contract for one more year, right? So he's going to be there one more year.
He's allowed to opt out of that.
Maybe Bronny comes. Maybe he goes wherever Bronny goes.
Glad you brought up Bronny. I've been monitoring Bronny. Bronny is averaging 3 points per game at USC
he's not good
this year.
He's not good.
He's actually not good. Turns out all that LeBron's going to play with his son, what league is that? Because it's not going to happen in the NBA.
I will say Bronny's young, right? Isn't he like 18, 19, maybe that?
Yeah, he had the heart condition. Like, that's serious. I get it.
He's like not as big as LeBron was in college or high school, or even in high school, honestly.
Well, they test
LeBron
for
didn't play college
in a different way, yeah.
Yeah, and I think like you got to give some years. So I think LeBron will play with Bronny for sure. Like, no doubt in my mind they will play together.
League?
No, Bronny will get drafted just because they know whoever drafts Bronny knows LeBron's coming. So
that's a great point. So it's like a free agent tactic. Like, we're going to draft them second round, even though we don't want to play him, only to bring 100%. LeBron. Like, that's worth any team would do that. You're right.
Yeah. So I would definitely do that if I was any other team that's terrible. You're getting LeBron too. He's coming. Bronny and Bron.
So I've never seen LeBron play in person. Have you?
Yeah, I saw it. 2, 3, right. Actually, right as COVID was hitting, I went to go see LeBron play.
Did you get COVID?
I didn't get COVID. No, didn't get it.
We went to Staples right before. I've never seen him play in all my years with the Cavs, with the Heat,
and
now with the Lakers. And I'm worried that he's going to not make the playoffs. I'm not going to go to this event tonight. I'm going to have to push it to the fall.
You got to go see him.
And then he's going to be on the 76ers next year.
So when's the scheduled Laker night? When are you going?
Well, that's the thing. We're trying to find the night. We can't find the night. Mutual friends out of town next week. I'm out of town the week. I mean, there's a lot going on with our busy lives.
Too much.
It's not planned yet. I'm worried I'm not going to make it to see LeBron. So,
real quick, did you watch the NBA All-Star Game? Because that was last week when we didn't record. Did you watch it at all?
I watched some of it, and it was really bad. They didn't try to play. One team scored 200 points.
It was 400 total points scored. I don't understand why they do this. They're just slinging the ball around. And it's similar like with the NFL. Like they kind of went away from like the game. And it's like, let's do some more skill challenges, something to watch on TV. I don't know what you do with basketball. Like you could do a skills competition, like they were doing the 3-pointers and all that stuff. But I don't know if anybody wants to watch it. And I know this is like a revenue thing for NBA. They can make more money because they can broadcast it. But I couldn't think of any ideas. And I didn't know what could fix it. And I feel like there should be something fun. Like the tournament idea, even though we didn't watch it, great idea. You're still getting people in. It's something to compete for. I don't know if it was a great idea.
The Lakers peaked in November, and look at them now. I'm not sure if it was great.
Well, it was good for them. They hung the banner in.
They got their banner for the year. They just got it early.
So they won something. But they got to do something with NBA All-Star. And I'm not a big
All-Star
NBA guy.
Was rough, right? It was rough because Adam Silver even was giving a trophy to the winners at the end. He's like, "Congrats, you guys! At least you tried." And like he handed it to him or said something really weird like that. And so Adam Silver wasn't happy with it. No one was happy. The fans. No. The coaches, no one except the players were happy. There's no incentive for them to play hard, and I think what they're telling us is they hate playing defense too, right?
They definitely hate playing defense. So I don't know. I just like these games at some point don't matter unless they make it some like Netflix series where it's like a competition and you get eliminated if you're not playing well. Something like that I would watch, like a series where it's pre-recorded and then you air it, where it's like inside with like interviews and almost like the F1 series or the golf one, like something like that. Yeah. And you're like, hey, we recorded this. You didn't see what they did for a week, but kind of like what Barstool's doing right now, where they're doing all these like competitions and live streaming, and that guy Jerry trying to hit a hole in one.
Sometimes, Mike, it's so silly, but there's all these shows on TV and I'm watching a Barstool stream on YouTube. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, so if you did something fun like that, I think more people would tune in because it's a little bit more engaging, and then there's a storyline. You could build a storyline, what they do with the NFL in-season stuff. I think that's really good. Stuff like that, like I would watch. Like, go sit in with all these teams, all these like all-star teams, and like you get eliminated. Like if you don't score a point tonight or you have caliber I think it would be fun. So
it's like a documentary or a film. It's not so much the live event. And so how can they get people to watch the actual live event? There's not a lot of ideas there. The one thing that Adam Silver, I think, is working on for next year is like a Ryder Cup style format of U.S. versus the world instead of East versus West. Maybe the guys will play more because it's like their country and it's like Olympic type thing where you care more. Maybe that's one way to do it.
Yeah, but I guess there's a lot more world players that are pretty good right now, right? So
Luka and Giannis, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. All right, I like that idea. That would be a lot easier to just like flip a switch.
They have to change it, to your point. It can't be East versus West again. By the way, I was also watching some of the dunk contest and the 3-point. The dude who won the dunk contest was wearing a Magic jersey, but he's not on the Magic. He's on their minor league team. He's not good enough to play in the NBA, but he's such a good dunker. He was in last year's dunk contest, and then he won this year's dunk contest, and he's still not on the Magic's roster. He's on their lower tier team, which like makes no sense. It's like, one, why is he so good, but he can't like score and play in the NBA? And then two, why aren't there better players doing the dunk contest? Why can't you get famous guys out there doing it? I don't think they're going to get hurt.
I feel like they don't want to get hurt. Because you're doing some wild shit.
I don't want to get embarrassed, but they're already rich, so who cares?
Yeah, remember when like Blake Griffin was jumping over like Kias and stuff? What happened to that?
Wow, that was the best.
That was a good time. That was Dunk City, right? Like the Clippers and Chris Paul. Yeah, that was a fun time. All right, I got a few other things. College football. I never talked about college football. Ooh. I saw the story. EA is coming out with College Football 25. Probably not going to play it, but they're offering players $600 plus a free copy of the game. And this is a multi-billion-dollar company. They have a lot of money. I think they're in total, I don't know, a couple $1 million, like whatever it is, to pay all these players. I just don't know if do you opt in because A, you're in a video game, so that's cool, right? Like now you're in, your likeness is in. Or do you opt out and be like, no, I want to negotiate my deal? Or because they're negotiating, I think, with like the NIL like group and like saying, okay, we've negotiated, here you go. And it's only, I think, a certain number of teams too, right? It's not all the college football teams. I didn't like it from EA. Like, I feel like it should have been a little bit better. Maybe give them something else. Or do they get residuals on it? Like, if you're in it next year, can you opt in for that? Or if you're, I don't know, like, are some of the bigger guys getting paid? Like, is Caleb Williams getting paid more to be in this game from this year? Like, is he going to be in the game or is he not in the game?
Well, he won't be. I think it'll be the current teams next year or whenever the game comes out. If it's 25, I think it's coming out this fall. So it's going to be 25, but they call it this fall. Caleb won't be there. He'll be on the Bears or someone else at that point. I don't know. Like, if you opt out, then you're not in the game at all. And you'd rather be in the game than not be in the game. But you're saying you want more money for these guys. I always think it should be a tiering system. Like the quarterback for the great team in the game, Deion Sanders' kids at Colorado, certain people should make more money than the backup offensive linemen at the 120th ranked school. And so if they're not tiering it and everyone gets 600, I don't think that's fair. I think all the money should go into a bucket, and your overall ranking in the game should dictate how much money you actually get. And if you're a 99 overall, you get the top level of money. And if you're a 45 backup offensive tackle, you should get the least amount of money. Can we do that? Can we send that into EA?
Genius. I mean, EA's, they might have contacted us before, so I might have an email.
Oh my gosh. You know one lawyer's phone number.
I really like that idea.
I like that too.
All right. Also talking about money, the cap space, the NFL top 10 teams with cap space for 2024 came out. I wanted to see if you have any idea, will any of these teams go to the Super Bowl? Because they have a lot of cap space. So I'm going to just list, I'm going to go from least to most. There's a lot. I'm going to start in the middle here.
Okay. Colts at 72. You're going to go least cap space or most cap space?
I'm going to start at least and work up to the top. Okay. So I'm going to start, I guess I'll start down here. Lions have $63 million left. Now, I don't know who they need to resign, but I'm just going to list them all real quick.
It's a good amount for a good team. Yeah, okay.
So we have Colts at $72 million, Bengals at $72 million, Titans at $78 million, Bears at $80, Patriots at $82, and the Commanders at $87 million. And this made me, like, literally, I screenshot this and I wrote notes for myself. I said, I need to put money on some of these teams to win, because these are teams, minus like the Texans and Lions and maybe the Bengals, these are teams that are most likely going to get some sort of superstar. They're going to be in the game. Commanders have so much money. They could buy so many free agents or just get anybody they want. Russell's out there, even though Russell's not good. He's going to be basically free. Like, one of these teams could get him and compete a little more. And also, like, Commanders have a pretty high... Basically, I'm leaning towards the Commanders, like, saying...
I can tell. You're betting on the Commanders. They might also get Caleb Williams. It turns out the Bears might be trading their number 1 overall pick, and the Commanders are at number 2. They might be in position to get Caleb Williams and a ton of free agents. But, Mike, a word of caution right off the bat here. You don't want to win the offseason. You want to win the season. No one looked at the Lions roster this year and said, this team's going to the NFC Championship game. But it's exactly what they did, because they won in the season. They played well. They got better. Don't win the offseason. We see so many teams. The one that comes to mind is the Saints. They have the worst salary cap every year. They're loaded up with bad contracts. They're always signing people, and it never really works. Like, it hasn't worked in 10 or 12 or 15 years at this point. So I don't love the idea of loading up on the teams with the most salary cap. I think maybe being judicious and seeing how they use their money. And maybe if some of those teams jump out to you and you don't see a star added, you don't see like a high price guy, but you see like 8 or 10 like medium sized guys, that would show me refrain. That would show me that you're spending wisely, and I'd be more interested in their futures at that point.
Now, my problem is you got to get it before players go there, right? So if Russell Wilson all of a sudden ends up on, say, the Patriots, I need to bet that before he goes there. Now, I'm not saying Russell Wilson's going to have like a revamped career in New England, but I got to get it ahead of time.
Where Russell's going. It sounds like that's what on your mind.
Russell's going somewhere, but also, like, I heard these rumors about Caleb Williams, like he should be a 4th round draft pick. Like, he shouldn't be number 1 overall. Now, after seeing him cry in the stands and everything, I feel like emotionally that man is not ready for the NFL. Because if he's crying from a college football game, he needs to get it together. You'll be crying a lot if you're at the Bears, because it's going to be pretty bad.
I like that take. That's very strong. He's not emotionally strong enough to be an NFL quarterback.
No, he's got to get with it.
One of the teams you mentioned there, Mike, the Bengals. I'm looking at teams like the Bengals and Lions who are already really good and then have the cap space. Like the Bengals are giving T. Higgins the franchise deal. I think it's like 23 or 25 million to keep him around. That's going to take out no, it's much bigger. It's going to take out a big chunk because the franchise tag is the average of the top 5 at that position. So he's paid the average of the top 5 receivers. But they're able to keep them. And so my point is they're able to retain their good players. And you look at the Lions, like you said, they probably have a bunch of guys who are going to be free agents because they had a good year and teams will pay for them because they had a good year. If they can keep most of them, that's another great sign. It's just, it's hard for you to spend your money wisely. If you
I'll get back to you. I'm going to scope it out a little bit, see what odds are kind of juicy out there. But yeah, I mean, the Cardinals are way down here at 55 million available. Raiders have 48 million. I mean, almost like 10 teams have negative millions of dollars in their cap space, so they got to restructure.
The Dolphins are one of them, but I'm being told the salary cap is not real, and you can always move your money around and do restructures. And the Dolphins are releasing Xavier Howard. That's going to save $25 million right there. So we're hearing some cuts. The free agency is coming. Mid-March is really the time for free agency and March Madness. 2 things on the horizon.
I have some Scandal City. You want to jump there?
I love that. Yes.
Time to dig up the dirtiest stories around the sport world in this week's Scandal City.
All right, Jeremy. I've been on my feed lately. I've been getting a lot of people reading me blind items, and these are like anonymous posted items about celebrities, and some of them are around football players and all this stuff. So I got into it. I was like digging deep for a few things. So I have 2 that caught my eye. This is just a very basic one up front, but it's like entertainment lawyer, February 20th or something. And it says, this A-list NFL player and singer girlfriend are engaged. No, not the couple you're tired of hearing about and don't ever want to hear about again. And supposedly this is Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld are already married or engaged. And so these are like the weird blind items, and we don't know if that's true. They're not very public with anything. But these are the fun, like, scandals that people are anonymously... Like, I'll send you the link. It's a great... Like, there's so much to read. So many wild stories.
They sound accurate. I feel like our off-season show should be just reading down the list of rumors and go back to our roots of Scandal City. Mike, I feel like people don't give Josh Allen enough credit for dating Haley Steinfeld. Like, she was at all the Bills games. I feel like we never saw her being shown like Taylor Swift was shown. It was all about Taylor and Kelsey, which obviously it worked out. I'm so glad it was. But I think Josh Allen doesn't get enough credit for his celebrity romance.
That's true. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it's a good thing because a little too much celebrity. Then you start blaming the girlfriend, like, oh, every time he's dating her or she's in the stands, they lose. True. A lot of weird stuff. So it worked out for Travis because they ended up winning a lot of games, and they won the Super Bowl.
Well, we know why they won a lot of games because Taylor popped up in the first place.
Yeah, and it was all rigged and it was storyline, so we know. I got another one. So this one's weird. This one's a little weird. So. This sports organization is hosting a game in a country for the first time because an owner owed a guy from that country a huge favor. Apparently,
the Eagles it had to do with Brazil money.
Yeah, apparently it had to do with covering up some stuff with hookers and kidnapping. And this is the NFL, and then in quotes it has, the NFL announces Eagles as designated team for Brazil game.
If we're talking about the sketchy Eagles owner, let me open up my book on that. Because the sketchy Eagles owner, his family used to live in my childhood neighborhood growing up. They had an Eagles license plate. And I actually got in fistfights with this family, Mike. And I don't fistfight anybody. And they were Lurries. They were literally Lurries. Their last name was the same. And we know he was like distant cousins of the Eagles owner, Jeffrey Lurie. So if there's something sketchy going on with the Eagles, with the country of Brazil, I'm ears wide open on it.
Wow. So you believe this one?
I'm not saying that. I don't want to tarnish the NFL's legacy here. I'm just saying ears wide open.
That one felt a little wild, but I was like, okay, that could totally make sense. Like kidnapping.
I feel like Rodgers in cahoots on it if it's true, right? Because Rodgers said, "Yeah, you guys can have a game there, sure."
Yeah, well, they probably offer themselves like, we would like to go there for X reason, here's a little extra cash.
Because I don't think there's that many Jalen Hurts jerseys in Brazil. Otherwise.
Is Brazil on the same time zone as East Coast? Is it like easy to play? Right? Same.
It's slightly different. It's not directly south of the U.S., right?
I don't know. It's somewhere. Whatever time zone, I think it'll be easier to play.
It'll be a TV-friendly 8:30 kickoff.
Yeah. All right, one more. This
reminds me of these rumors that we had last offseason. One of the rumors that fueled our show was an NFL star who was gay. And remember, there was that socialite who was posting like with his silhouette.
Yeah.
We never quite knew who it was. And you made it your life's mission. It was your off-season project
with
to
Jeffree
figure out
Star.
who it was.
Jeffree I remember
Star.
that one. That was a good one. That was fun. They were like fucking with everybody on social media.
Was it Carl Nassib? Was it someone else? Did we ever figure that out?
I don't know if we ever figured out who it was. I thought maybe it was like a whole prank the whole time. Whatever it was, it was great for social media.
We'll see who Jeffree Star is hanging out with in Montana this offseason.
All right. So the next one, this is from ESPN. An undisclosed player has been secretly placing cameras in the team showers at All-Star Weekend, sources tell ESPN. Now, I saw the story, screenshot it, and then the NBA opened up an investigation. But there has been no stories of this after at all. It was like one tweet, and that was it. It was gone. It was never talked about again. I don't know if they found it, but it's kind of crazy. So the All-Star Weekend, somebody was recording people in the showers.
That makes me a little uncomfortable. That's getting into another level of conspiracy. You said ESPN reported this? I didn't see this anywhere.
Adrian Wojnarowski reported this, and it's his Twitter handle's Woj.
Nothing's more authentic than Woj, right? He's the guy.
Woj ESPN, right? Like so who knows if this is real or not, but listen, these are the blind items. I really got into it. I'll try to find some more for next week, but like it's pretty juicy stuff. Like even one about like people at like award shows getting drunk and talking shit about other people and hooking up like threesomes with celebrities.
For us in LA, that's right up our alley.
Yeah, so maybe we'll report some of that next week.
Let's do a few of these every week. I think it's a good Scandal City segment to keep ripping these off, and some of them are bound to be true based on the law of averages. Yeah. A suspension that is real, it's not on that feed, but it's actually real, or a scandal that's real, is Jimmy Garoppolo, longtime friend of this show. You were a supporter of his at one point, Mike, when he was with the Niners, when he first went to the Raiders, maybe less so.
He's stolen a lot of money from a lot of teams and never really played well.
You respect that. So he got a 2-game drug suspension to start this new year. A lot of people think it was for boners. It was like the boner pill Viagra, which is a weird thing for Jimmy G because he's like a model. I don't know if he would need it, but maybe he does to keep up with the pace. But that's one of the scandals out there right now.
So I heard it was legal as long as it was reported from your doctor to take.
Viagra, right?
I think you can get Viagra without a prescription these days. I think you can go like hims.com and go get some Viagra for
That's
for
a prescription. That's a prescription too.
Yeah, but it's barely like who's actually checking it out?
There's a doctor associated with it because I go to a different website, not for that, for other things. I'll just say my hair because it's falling out, and there is a doctor assigned to it, even though it feels like you're just on a website.
Okay, all right. So yeah, who knows? But good for him. Take it.
I just realized it made it sound like I go to a doctor for Viagra. Is basically what I just said.
Yeah. You go to the doctor. I heard people also take like a low dose Viagra to work out because it helps like the blood circulation, so you get a little bit more in you while you're working out. I have not tried it. I haven't been there yet, but
sounds like an off-season project for him.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be popping boners at the gym. Be a little awkward.
So Jimmy G is out for the first few games, and he's a free agent. I have one more NFL note if we have time.
Yeah, go for it.
Can I give a big dick energy?
Yeah. Let's see where. There it is.
Big Dick Energy winner of the week.
This is one of my big off-season storylines, Mike, and this is a Big Dick Energy with a shout-out to our Bucks fans, specifically one Bucks fan who is located in Boulder, Colorado. Definitely not the Milwaukee Bucks. Don't confuse us. But this is a shout-out to our Boulder friend. I know he's unemployed right now. I know he just sends memes all day and doesn't have a real job, but at some point he'll be able to focus on his career a little bit more for his family. This is for him because I found this amazing stat that he's going to love.
It.
There is a quarterback that has 2 playoff wins that will really shock you. The same amount of quarterback wins as Lamar Jackson, as Cordell Stewart, legends of the game, Jim Harbaugh, Michael Vick, Tony Romo, all these guys have 2 playoff wins. Do you know who now has 2 playoff wins?
Is it our boy Baker?
It is. Baker Mayfield is the same as Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick, Jake Plummer, Dante Culpepper, Jeff Garcia. These are legends of the NFL. And now Baker Mayfield, one with the Browns, one with the Bucks, elite company. He's a free agent. And the Bucks and Blake and everyone who is a fan of this guy need to put their funds together and keep him in Tampa. Because right now, he's allowed to go anywhere.
I did see there was like a hot mic on one of the interviews, and it sounded like he might stay. Sounds like he's going to stay.
Which is corruption. You're not allowed to negotiate free agent deals at that time, so he might get in trouble for that.
Well, it wasn't negotiating. I think he was talking to like the host of the show.
I know, but he's like, "Yeah, I'm staying." But like, how do you know?
Well, probably I mean, they got money, so they'll get him to stay there. But
they do have money, but they have to figure out Mike Evans too. He might not be the same without Mike Evans. But it's pretty amazing that Baker's in that same class of quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, once you win a playoff game, you really put yourself above a lot of players because a lot of guys can't win playoff games. So
that's true, especially if you win two.
Yeah, only two games. Look at Tom Brady; he's won so many.
That's all we ask, Lamar Jackson. You've only won 2 in your whole damn life.
Yeah, that's all I got. Check out thesportshangover.com. Please subscribe. Tell a friend. Go subscribe to us, not only on audio, go subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/sportshangover. Search us. We got shows. We got the video. We got clips. We're everywhere. Just subscribe. You don't even have to watch us. Just subscribe. We need that subscriber count up.
Feel free to watch, too.
You can watch. Yeah, it's on your TV now. YouTube is like a great app on your TV. I watch so many YouTube videos now. I'm just like on YouTube watching.
We're like the young people, Mike. This is what young people are doing. They don't watch any traditional media. They just watch YouTube. And me and you, we're trying to get younger. We're hacking ourselves, and we're doing it with YouTube on our TVs. That's one way to do it.
Don't look at our old videos because we have videos from 2011 on YouTube as well. We look a lot younger, so you'll probably know.
It still counts as a view.
It does.
It still counts as a metric.
Yeah, it does. It does count as a metric. It was a lot harder to get video up before. This all made it a lot easier.
Super high def now. Super clear.
We look good. We look really good. So please go subscribe. Tell a friend to subscribe.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week. See you.